thousands of years ago, before the pyramids touched the sky and long before pharaohs became gods, something remarkable was happening in the deserts of Northeast Africa. It all began with a river, the Nile. But the Nile was way more than just water cutting through sand. Every year, like clockwork, it would flood, soaking the dry desert soil and leaving behind a rich black layer of silt. This silt, it was magic. It made the land fertile, perfect for growing crops like wheat and barley. In a world ruled by sand and stone, the Nile Valley was a ribbon of life. As early as 6000 BC, small communities started popping up along the Nile. These folks were early farmers and herders. They lived in simple huts, raised animals, and used basic stone tools. But over time, their tiny villages grew into towns. They started trading, swapping knowledge, and figuring out how to organize their lives together. But here's the thing. Early Egypt wasn't one big kingdom. It was split into two main regions, Upper Egypt in the south and Lower Egypt in the north. Each had its own style, its own leaders, even its own gods. In a way, they were like two different worlds, side by side along the same river. For centuries, these two lands coexisted. Sometimes they got along, sometimes not so much. But around 3100 BC, everything changed. A powerful leader from Upper Egypt, known today as Narmer, or sometimes Mena, rose to power. Narmer wasn't interested in just ruling the south. He wanted all of Egypt. Through a mix of military campaigns and clever alliances, he defeated the ruler of Lower Egypt. For the first time, the two lands were united under one king. This was more than just a win. It was the start of a nation. To show this new unity, Narmer wore a brand new crown. A combination of the white crown of Upper Egypt and the red crown of Lower Egypt. The double crown became the ultimate symbol of Egyptian kingship. This is the moment historians point to as the birth of ancient Egypt. After unification, Egypt entered a new age. Narmer set up a central government, picked a capital, and started organizing laws, armies, and religion. And it's in this period that Egyptians began to write things down using symbols. This was the birth of hieroglyphics. Now they could keep records of leaders, gods, trade, and stories. Temples and tombs started to rise for these early kings. They weren't just about showing off power. They were built to connect with the divine. Religion and rule became one and the same. Pharaohs weren't just rulers, they became living gods charged with keeping order in the world. And at the heart of it all was the river, the land, and one vision: unity. This was the foundation of one of the greatest civilizations in history. This is how ancient Egypt began.